Welcome back to the Caspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Crypto John's video, The Real Reason Why I Sold KASPA to Turbo. Now, before I get into this video, this is not to start any kind of beef or any kind of drama. This is simply me reacting to his points against KASPA and me just giving some constructive criticism on this. Now, he's not the only person that's recently been talking about selling KASPA or just it's time to basically move on from KASPA. BitBoy was another YouTuber that made this video saying 90% will lose in crypto like this. KASPA is the most worthless top coin. And, you know, after seeing this,
look, I'm about to piss those people off. I'm about to really piss the Caspa people off. Your project is the most worthless project that ever existed. I have no idea why it's so much. No one cares. No one is. I'm super excited about going and getting in the Caspa ecosystem.
I pretty much realized that there was no reason to make a reaction video to this because most of what he said is pretty much air and there was no actual credible points against KASPA. It was just simply more that he missed it.
I missed it. I missed Caspa. I was there in the very beginning. I got Pepe too. I was the very beginning of those coins, but I sold out early.
But Crypto John actually had some points he brought up against KASPA as to reasons why he decided to buy another crypto or another meme coin, which is, in my opinion, just a gamble.
You can see here, Caspa has barely done anything in the past year. It's actually done absolutely nothing.
Okay, so I just want to address the fact that he said that in the past year, it's done nothing. And this is just perspective. I mean, yeah, it's done nothing if you just simply wanted to only hold on to KASPA for the whole entire year and you never had a plan to sell. But I think it's just kind of ignoring the fact that KASPA made about 3 different all-time highs last year. And now KASPA, after the most recent all-time high, which was just 5 months ago, is now simply retracing from that, which is understandable because nothing literally just goes up in a straight line. So to say that pretty much KASPA's done nothing is simply just hardcore cherry picking.
To put myself here, it's because a lack of tier 1 exchange listings. I decided to wait till the end of this year to make my move on Caspa. Coinbase does not list proof of work coins. That is it. There is no Bitcoin 2.0. There is no Bitcoin 2.0.
Okay, so he makes the claim here that his main reason is that Caspa did not get any tier 1 exchanges in 2024. Now, I really don't understand why you would make this decision in 2024 when typically, if we are following historical bull runs, 2025 is really the year that everything is supposed to seriously surge. But of course, you know, past the history doesn't guarantee the future. But there is really no proof to say that Coinbase doesn't list proof of work coins. Yes, they didn't list certain proof of work coins, but you have to realize that these other proof of work coins he mentioned are completely different to Caspa. He said they didn't list KDA and they didn't list Monero. Now, not listing Monero is because Monero is a privacy coin and literally every single exchange doesn't want to list Monero because they are a privacy coin. I mean, they literally just got delisted from Binance recently last year. So that's because they're a privacy coin. Caspa is not a privacy coin. And on top of that, I have noticed that every single coin that's listed on Coinbase is typically already listed on Grayscale. And Caspa is actually an asset that's under consideration for listing with Grayscale, which is a ETF provider. So in my opinion, if Grayscale is going to be considering listing Caspa, I'm pretty sure Coinbase will consider it too. Now, personally, I also don't believe it's going to happen this bull cycle. It may or may not happen, but nonetheless, I think it's eventually going to happen regardless. And I would also suggest watching this video where I talk about Caspa listings are a matter of when, not if, because there's a lot of evidence to suggest a lot of different listings that are coming, such as Binance and OKX and also Grayscale. So I think selling before any of these come just simply because they weren't here in 2024 is not a good reason, because what's to say they won't come in 2025? I mean, you can't really predict these things. They're going to list it when people are least expecting it. And they also are definitely not going to list it when Caspa was at an all-time high. That wouldn't make sense for an exchange to do so, because their goal is to make a profit.
This is something I had to learn this year, right? Because I fell for it too. When I got into Caspa, I was like, oh, great. Digital silver to Bitcoin's digital gold. This is it, guys. A scalable DAG. This is it. No. See, a lot of the Bitcoin maxis do this. And I realized with time, many altcoin investors become Bitcoin maxis over time because they realize there's only one proof of work, truly decentralized crypto.
Okay, so now this is the moment where he's becoming a part-time Bitcoin maxi to try to make the argument that, I'm realizing that, you should never invest into any other altcoin. And this is why people become Bitcoin maxis, is because there's only one proof of work that's truly decentralized. So at the moment, he's becoming a part-time Bitcoin maxi to try to tell you to buy a meme coin, pretty much. Like, this is what the argument is turning into. And Caspa is truly decentralized. And unfortunately, Crypto John is taking the approach of looking into Caspa and viewing it as some kind of company or corporation. And simply, this is just lack of research and understanding what Caspa really is. Caspa is not a company, and it is truly decentralized. It doesn't have a singular leader. And if you view anyone as a leader for Caspa, you just simply are not understanding what Caspa is.
Caspa has a team, okay? And not to mention the team, now that we're talking about the team, Shay is one of the worst devs I've ever seen behind a crypto project.
Okay, so like I was just saying, he's relating Caspa to some kind of company. He thinks Shy is representing Caspa as a whole. And honestly, he's saying that Caspa has a team, which, if you understand how Bitcoin works, Bitcoin has a team as well. The node that everyone runs on Bitcoin is called Bitcoin Core. Bitcoin Core is being developed by known individuals. Okay, people like to think that Bitcoin's just been completely abandoned and there's absolutely no one tinkering with the code of Bitcoin. That's just simply not true. Satoshi, when he left, he handed basically the authority or the leadership, quote unquote, to other people. And these people started Bitcoin Core, which is still being operated today by real known people. So Caspa and Bitcoin are being developed in the same exact way, but the difference is proof of work cryptocurrencies are completely decentralized because no single person can make changes to the network without coming to a full-on consensus. And then he's going on to the argument against Shy and what he says online and whatever. And I've addressed this argument in other videos, and I'm pretty much not going to waste too much time about it. I'm simply going to say that if Caspa can't survive this kind of FUD, then yeah, Caspa is basically going to fail, because Caspa is decentralized and it honestly does not matter what anyone says online. No one cares about literally any of our opinions online, and the market is going to basically ignore what is said online, and the smart money is going to invest regardless of what is said. And he's going to also go on to say that Shy is probably the reason why Caspa is not getting listed on exchanges. Again, this is just another made up claim. The same one like with Coinbase just is not going to list proof of work coins. This is just a made up claim to basically be able to cope with this decision. There's no proof that exchanges look on X and look at developers and what they say to determine whether or not to list. Again, look at this video. I have actual evidence and proof showing that these exchanges are showing signs that they're going to be listing soon. And it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of just when.
The cycle. I think Jonathan Sampolinsky, the founder of Caspa, who's a silent leader, should have been the actual vocal leader behind the project. You know, similar to Sylvia Macaulay of Algorand, where he was a silent founder, great guy. He gave it to Stacey Warden. She was a CEO, and she sort of ruined Algorand for a bit.
You see, he just related Caspa to a centralized cryptocurrency where a person gave over leadership and made them the CEO of this other cryptocurrency. Caspa is not a company. There is no leader. Jonathan is simply just the founder, and he doesn't lead over anyone. He just simply gives suggestions of what we should do in terms of development, but no one is hired onto Caspa. No one's really getting a payroll that is determined by Jonathan because he's a CEO. He's not a CEO. It doesn't work like that. This is why Caspa is fully decentralized. So he's just basically trying to apply incorrect standards of how Caspa works, and he's relating it to centralized crypto companies and not cryptocurrencies. And I highly suggest you watch this recent video I just made, Caspa, a crypto company or cryptocurrency. This is vitally important to understand because this is what sets Caspa different from the rest of basically 99% of other cryptos.
The community is overhyped. It's probably going to get to $1 max this cycle.
All right, so we're 6 minutes in, and then the whole time of him complaining why he got out of Caspa, he decides to just say it's overhyped and it's probably only going to get to $1. I mean, if a 10x is bad for you guys, then seriously, you have a income problem, because if a 10x isn't capable of getting you some significant type of wealth, then you're simply trying to be in crypto and you're trying to gamble your way to success, hoping for the next 50, 100x coin. And it's because you're only putting in $100, $200. You're not putting any kind of significant amount of an investment. So a 10x, yeah, it's going to suck for you because you are not working on increasing your income first so that you can invest more, so that a 10x is actually something good for you and not something bad for you. So I also just want to make the point here too, that him saying that he sold Caspa, I hope he actually discloses how much money he had in Caspa and how much he sold, because I think that's important. Like, for all I know, he could have just had like $1,000 in Caspa, sold it, and then he's saying he's buying something else. And so if you found out that he only had $1,000 in Caspa, which I'm pretty sure he didn't, probably had a good amount, it holds more weight when you actually know how much the person physically sold, to be like, okay, this guy is more serious about his decision, rather than if it's like a couple $1,000s, maybe $5,000. It's like, should I really listen to him just because he sold $5,000 out of Caspa and bought a meme coin? So I hope he does disclose that, but I'm not too sure if he did or not. You can let me know down in the comments, those of you who are in his Discord.
Happening in the Caspa community is you got these influencers who are telling you it's going to the moon, going to $30, right? Because it sells clicks, it gets views to their channel, it gets memberships. But I'm willing to bet the majority of these influencers don't even hold Caspa, or they're quietly selling on the low without telling you because they're losing conviction as well. Now, I'm not saying that, you.
All right, so I agree with him here, where there's influencers out there saying Caspa is going to go to $10, $20, whatever. And I don't agree with that. Like, I think it's ridiculous to be making stupid price predictions. I think price predictions in general is just a waste of time. Really doesn't help anyone, because all it does is a person that's not experienced in investing, they're going to hear a price prediction. The price prediction is not going to come at their expectations. And then what are they going to do? They're going to sell based off of emotion. They're not going to sell for any good reason other than the price. And you're just going to lose time and time again, because you're ultimately just going on the internet, listening to people's opinions. And if they're not hitting your expectations, you're selling based off of other people's opinions and not sound reasoning by your own research. So that is a problem with influencers doing crazy price predictions. And then he's also saying that I bet some maxis don't even hold Caspa, or they're selling on the low. I don't know about that. There's no evidence of that. I show my whole entire portfolio within my Patreon. If you are interested in seeing that, it's $15 a month, and you'll be able to see my exact portfolio. And I don't do any sell alerts because I haven't sold a single coin, and I don't particularly do buy alerts just because, like, I'm just dollar cost averaging in over time, and then I just update my portfolio. Like, you can be safe to know that, hey, I'm dollar cost averaging in. If I'm still making videos, it means I'm still bullish on Caspa long term, and I really don't care about the short term volatility.
10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents. I would wait because the market will recover, and I do believe Caspa will.
All right, so now he's just basically going into like trading advice here, and he's telling people that he still believes Caspa is going to go back to 20 cents. So if you bought within this range, just wait. And it's like, man, like he really just became a part-time maxi for Caspa, switched, and then now he has all these people who came in after he already came in, and he's now telling those people, hey, just wait it out. But then once it gets to 20 cents, basically buy my meme coin that I'm interested in, that I'm a part-time maxi for, and then eventually I'm going to switch to another meme coin. Like, I really don't honestly agree with this type of crypto YouTubers that simply switch from coin to coin to coin, and then they think that they're like making good picks. But in all honesty, you can make 20 picks and then you can just get a couple right, and then you can post out online that, look, of these picks I got right. But honestly, you're getting some picks right because you have a strong community and following that's literally going to copy and paste every single thing you do, and it helps pump up the price of certain coins. Now, I hope Crypto John's not recommending super low cap cryptocurrencies where his community can actually have an influence on the price, and then therefore he's basically just pumping his own bags. But in all honesty, I really think that what they're doing is completely unethical when you're just switching from coin to coin to coin, and you're just telling your followers to copy you. And then they only tell certain people in the beginning, then they tell YouTube last. It's just super unethical in my opinion. And it's not really skill. It's just trading and at the end of the day, gambling.
Listen, it matters who's behind your project. This is why Bitcoin is king, because Satoshi's not out there, minting more tokens, changing the blockchain, migrating, coming out on X, and you guys are all stupid idiots. Like, you don't see that, right? He doesn't
Okay, so this is again taking the part-time Bitcoin maxi to make arguments against Caspa while arguing for buying a meme coin. And again, this is just a lack of understanding what Caspa is. It's not a company. There's no single person that represents Caspa. If you don't like what someone's saying online, just block them.
It's decentralized. No one can change the code. You can't even hack it, for God's sakes. Got to own like 51% of Bitcoin. Good luck. Not even Michael Saylor comes close to that.
Okay, so when I heard this point, I was like, all right, he's unfortunately misinformed. He said that Bitcoin's decentralized, you can't even hack it, which, I mean, Bitcoin actually has been hacked in the past. And Caspa is also decentralized. Yes, you cannot change the code. No one's just changing the code on Caspa however they feel. You need consensus to make any kind of changes. But then he says you need to be holding 51% of the supply to be able to make any changes to Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor doesn't even have that. This is just a misunderstanding of how proof of work works. The amount of coins you have gives you no control over the network. You need to have hash rate. You need to have over 51% of the hash rate to make any kind of malicious actions within a proof of work cryptocurrency, which is practically impossible to get because of the amount of money is required to even obtain 51% of the hash rate.
And why are all these YouTubers still pushing Caspa? Because they have to. Because they have to. They made it their brand to keep pushing Caspa. If they don't, they're going to lose their entire audience. They have to push Caspa. They're literally in the hole trying to climb out, and they can't because there's water being poured on them every 5 seconds. They have.
All right. So, yeah, my whole content is Caspa focused, and I did that on purpose. I took a bet. I know my content is heavily based on Caspa's success, but that's a bet that I was willing to take and a risk I was willing to take. But I'm currently not underwater. I got into Caspa. I actually bought pretty much at the top at 4 cents. And then I watched my portfolio go in the water under 50%. And I just kept buying and making content and teaching people about Caspa. And now I'm no longer underwater. I have never been underwater since, for over like a year and a half. And there's just nothing telling me to sell Caspa right now because I simply believe that it has long-term potential. And I'm not here for short term price action and trying to get rich quick. I am an investor. I believe in holding things long term. When I buy a Caspa, it automatically is assuming a 1 year hold because I'm trying to avoid capital gains tax. So if you hold for 1 year, you get taxed less. But then on top of that, I've said many times, I believe Caspa is a decades kind of project that it's going to stick around for a very, very long time.
Bull cycle, Caspa has a strong community. That is the one thing that's going good for it, and probably a big reason why it has not tanked to below 10 cents already. But aside from that, there's nothing groundbreaking about it right now. The KRC20s, okay, that's popular, it's fine. They still don't have smart contracts. So maybe now.
So again, we're just going back to those old arguments where like, a Caspa doesn't have this, this, and that, so therefore I'm not going to buy right now. But it's like, if you're an investor, you're a value investor, you don't buy things when it's already fully developed, where the money is already at. You buy things where you believe the money is going to be at in the future because it's underdeveloped. And in the very early days, I always was mentioning this, that Caspa was an unfinished project. And a lot of people need to be reminded of that Caspa came into the space completely unfinished and it needed to be worked on. And you need to already realize that and understand that, yeah, this is going to be a long-term kind of project. But we have a lot of catalysts this year. There are still hope for exchanges coming this year. There is smart contracts planned to be coming this year. 10 blocks per second is set to be launched in Q1. So there's a lot of catalyst.
I guarantee Turbo 10x is faster than Caspa. If you think Caspa is going to hit over a 30 billion market cap before Turbo hits 5 billion, you're smoking crack. Okay.
Okay, so now he's just giving some, I guess, not professional trading advice here, but he just said he guarantees that Turbo is going to 10x before Caspa. And then I find it funny that like all this talk and everything, and simply the main reason is he believes Turbo is just going to gain in value faster than Caspa. And this is the main problem with this kind of investing is, okay, let's say you make the 10x, which first off, you got to perfectly time your sell. And then you as a influencer, you're eventually going to tell all your followers, hey guys, I found this new coin that's more interesting and it's going to 10x faster than Turbo is going to 10x. And I'm going to sell Turbo now. And then you're going to get all those people who you got into Turbo upset and all that kind of stuff. But if you get your 10x, where are you going to put your profits? Long term, there's always a place where you want to be able to park your money, because you obviously are probably not going to want to trade every single dollar that you have for the rest of your life. You want to be able to park your money somewhere and let it grow and maintain your purchasing power. And this is what I believe, that Caspa is a savings tool. Caspa is a solution to inflation, to your fiat completely being inflated and losing its purchasing power. And so at the end of the day, these people who sell Caspa now, I believe are going to be people who are investors later, bringing in their profits from whatever other cryptos, because Caspa is viewed as a hedge and a store of value because of its fundamentals. And so this 10x that you may possibly get in Turbo, I hope it does work out for you. Where are you going to put those gains? And I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be a lot of people who get gains, faster gains from other projects, and they're going to be cycling right back into Caspa, possibly at an all-time high, possibly not. But again, that capital is going to flow right back into Caspa because of the fundamentals that are completely undeniable when you do your research and what Caspa is bringing to the table here.
Okay, I know Caspa is stronger fundamentally. It's a layer one, but Turbo is a tier one first bull cycle strong meme coin that is now deflationary. I'm taking my gamble that Turbo is going to make me a lot more money, which it already has.
Okay, well, at least he's honest about his decision that it is a gamble. And also, Caspa is in its first bull cycle as well. So I really don't see how like there's a really difference there. And then he also admitted that Caspa is stronger fundamentally. So it's true that this is just a gamble. Like if you're following and copying this, just be sure this is a gamble. And if you're going to make profits, make sure you sell before Crypto John says he's going to sell, because that's basically what's happening here. This is just a trade, and not something for long term.
Look at this chart. Charts do not lie. Charts do not lie. A lot of people are going.
All right, so if we're just going to apply this logic, let's look at the Caspa chart, the all-time chart. Charts do not lie. I mean, like, is that really a point, to just look at the chart, at the all-time chart, and just say that, oh, it looks good, that means it's good? I mean, Caspa and Turbo basically have similar charts. They've gone up long term. That's pretty much it. And at the end of the day, I'm noticing that a lot of these crypto influencers are influenced themselves, and the research they actually do on each coin is very minimal, and it is most likely just copying other influencers. Everyone's just copying each other, trading in and out of new shiny coins that they see. And then the ones that are actually meant to be focused on get ignored and missed. And then you have people like BitBoy who said they just sold early, they missed it. And then you have videos like this that are selling Caspa without having actual sound reasoning to do so, other than, I just want to gamble somewhere else so I can make faster money. I want to show you a clip from one of my first videos on this channel, and you could see this is when Caspa went to 4 cents as a high, started collapsing, and it eventually went all the way down to a penny. But I just want to share with you guys this clip and what I say here.
And this is a super risky play. I can come on here on YouTube and say Caspa's going to be making millionaires next year. I can make a bunch of titles like that, get all the views based off of that, but that's not realistic, and I would be doing a disservice to my viewers, telling them that they're going to get rich from Caspa. No, you might not get rich from Caspa, because you might not even be able to hold during everything.
And that's very true. I mean, most people are not going to make money, because you're not going to be able to hold during everything, during all the FUD, during the times when things look very bad. So it is a disservice to tell anyone that, hey, if you buy this coin, you're going to be rich. No, because unfortunately, I can't control your emotions on here. And you most likely might sell off of emotions, and then you'll miss it, like a lot of people have already claimed that they did. It's just important to realize that no YouTuber on here actually know what's going to happen in the future. The amount of subscribers someone has doesn't give any more validation to what they're saying on YouTube. Please always do your own research. Don't even take my word for it. Keep doing your own research. Come to your own conclusions. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average. Be different.